Hello and welcome to today's science lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps, and close our eyes. When you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Next, we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. We can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then let's go down low, touch our toes. Back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. And then back down to touch our toes once more. And now we'll stand with hands on hips. And let's have a wiggle side to side. Wiggle side to side. Stop. Another wiggle, side to side. Stop. And then forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And then we'll go round and round. Give our spines a good stretch. Round and round. And then we'll go back the other way. Round and round the other way. Excellent, guys. Now let's have a shake. Arms and legs, we'll shake it out. Let's have a nice shake. And to finish, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. Now today, we are reaching the end of the section that we have been studying in science class recently. Now, who can remember the particular types of things that we've been studying? States of matter. Excellent. Very well remembered, guys. Now remember that word matter. What does matter mean? Well, matter means everything. Everything that exists on our planet, and maybe even further away, all consists of at least one of the states of matter. So let's write that phrase on the board first. States, S-T-A-T-E-S. And then of, O-F, and that word matter, M-A-T-T-E-R. So all together, guys, states of matter. Now, who can remember how many different states of matter are there? 3 different states of matter, yes. Now, who can tell me what they are? Solids is one. Solids is probably the main one. Solids, S-O-L-I-D-S. Now, solids are the things that we can feel, touch, and pick up, hold in our hands, such as Marker pen. Yes, this is an example of a solid. If I try and hit it, it does not bend or break, it's solid. But there are two other states of matter. What are the others, guys? Liquids. Liquids. Now, liquids are quite similar to solids in that you can feel them, you can touch them. That's when we get wet. But we can't hold and squeeze them because their particles aren't as closely packed together. They're a bit more spread apart, which is why when we have a cup of water, if we pour it, it will go into the next container. And after liquids, there is also gases. Yes, gases is the third state of matter. Gases. Okay, so I'll give an example of how we can use water to divide between the three different states of matter. Now, water in its original form, what type of matter is it? When we have water, is it a solid? Liquid, yes, that's correct. Water is wet when we touch it. So therefore, water is liquid. But what do we call liquid like water when it is frozen? Ice, yes. Now, is ice a liquid? Solid. Ice is solid. You see how water, when we turn water into ice, the matter changes from liquid to solid. But then we can go the other way too. When we look to heat water, for example, in a kettle, if I want to make a cup of tea or coffee, I need to boil the water first. And when we boil the water, you will see a gas escaping off the top of the water. What's that gas called? Steam. So here we can see the different states of matter represented by the different properties. Now, who can think of other solids? Any ideas for more solids? Chair, the thing you're sitting on now. Let's get 5 in each, guys. So we've got ice, chair, table. Anything else? Book and TV. Okay. These are all examples of solid objects. Every one of them we can hold and we can pick up and move. They're solids. Okay, we've got one liquid. We've got water. Green tea. Or how about tea? Because there's lots of different types of tea. And teacher doesn't drink tea. What does teacher drink? Coffee. Orange juice. And what do you drink every morning at school? So you can see all of these are liquids. We can touch them, we'll get wet. Now, thinking about liquids, if you're struggling to remember, if it's something we touch and we get wet, it's a liquid. But then the harder one to think about, gases. Now, we have one, steam, nitrogen. And think about when we're breathing, we've got nitrogen. Excellent. Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. These are all different types of gases that we've learned about. And I think we've got enough for each section there. So let's practice saying them one more time, guys. Solids, ice, chair, table, book, TV, liquids, water, tea, coffee, orange juice, milk, gases, steam, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. So this shows you how the 3 different states of matter exist in 3 different forms. And guys, that was brilliant, very well remembered. So like I explained earlier, we've now come to the end of our section on states of matter, which means that today we are having our review lesson. Now, we've already reviewed the 3 different states of matter and some of the different objects that exist. What we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation for our students to observe, listen to, and also practice speaking of the sections on states of matter. So let's turn to look at the TV screen, please, guys. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation, States of Matter Review. And in the picture, we can see a representation of the 3 different states of matter. Just like we did on the board earlier, we've got an example of a liquid represented by water. But if we heat the liquid, such as water, gases such as steam will escape. And then if we freeze the liquid, it becomes hard. It becomes a solid, such as ice. So you can see how the 3 different states of matter can interchange between one another. Matter is anything that has mass, volume, and takes up space. Yes, for something to exist, it must have mass and volume and take up space. And that is the essential characteristics of matter. Matter can exist in 3 different forms: solid, liquid, or gas, as we've already learned. Examples of solids include books, toys, and cups. There are literally millions of solid objects, but these are just 3 to help you remember. Examples of liquids include water, tea, and orange juice. Yes. And remember about liquids, how to remember, if you touch it and you get wet, it's a liquid. Examples of gases include oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. Yes, not as many gases as solids and liquids, but they definitely still exist. Human beings are matter. We have mass and we take up space. Just like you guys now, sat on your chairs. Did I come and sit on your chair now? No, you are there. You're already taking up that space. So you are examples of matter. Human bodies are a combination of solids, liquids, and gases. So within our own bodies are the 3 different states of matter. Solids. Who can think of something we've got that are solids? Solid bones. You see? Bones are an example of solids. Now who can think of liquids? What happens if we cut ourselves? If we cut ourselves, what will come out? Blood. And blood is a liquid. And then finally, when we breathe, gas, oxygen, carbon dioxide. So you see how we consist of the 3 different states of matter. Solid matter particles are closely packed and arranged in a fixed pattern. Yes, solid objects are always solid. That's why they're closely packed. All solids have a fixed shape and a fixed volume. For example, cookies are a biscuit, which are solid objects. Cookies are an example of a solid. We can hold them, pick them up, and eat them. Cookies remain solid when placed inside a jar. Notice the shape and size doesn't change because they're solid. They stay the same. Cookies also remain solid when they are placed onto a plate. So solid objects don't change their shape or size. They stay the same. If a solid is squeezed, the solid does not change size. So that tells us that the volume stays the same as well. You see? This shows that a solid has a fixed volume. What that means that it won't change shape, size, or volume. Characteristics of solids. Even if cookies are broken, they are still a solid in smaller pieces. Like here, you can see the cookie is broken into how many pieces? 3. You can see here the one big part, 1, 2, 3. But if we put them all together again, it's still the same as one cookie. The volume doesn't change. All of the smaller pieces of cookies have the same volume as a whole cookie. Well done, guys. And now, liquid matter particles are packed close but not arranged in a fixed pattern. That's why liquids can move around in a glass. Remember the cookie in the jar? It didn't move. But if we put water into a jar, it will move around because liquid particles aren't as close as solid particles. All liquids have no fixed shape, but do have fixed volumes. Liquids can flow freely from one container to another. Remember some of the experiments we did with liquids when we poured them between cups, bottles, and containers. The liquids could flow freely. Liquids will always take the shape of the container they are poured into. That's one of the characteristics of liquids. They will change shape and they can change size. Liquids can be touched, but they cannot be squeezed easily because they're wet. Remember when we tried to grab the water? I poured the liquid on your hands, but you couldn't grab it or squeeze it because it's liquid. Therefore, a liquid has a fixed volume, just like a solid does. Yes. If you put liquid into a cup, it becomes the cup. Notice how the liquid will take the shape of the cup. If the cup is round, the liquid will be round. If this cup was square, the liquid would be square. If you put liquid into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You can see here the liquids are all different shapes and sizes because the bottles are different shapes and sizes too. The liquid becomes the bottle. So liquids have a fixed volume, but not a fixed shape. Liquids can't be squeezed. Yes. And finally, gases. Gas matter particles are far apart and not arranged in a fixed pattern. You can see here the 3 different types of particles. Notice how the solids are closely packed together. Liquids are still close, but not as close as the solids. And the gases just go anywhere they want. There's no formation to the gas matter particles. Gas matter particles can move freely in all directions. You see the arrows pointing to the different directions? That means the particles can go anywhere. All gases have no fixed shape, and the size of gases can change also. Yes, gases can change shape and size whenever they want. Gases can be invisible, tasteless, and odorless. This means that most gases, we can't see them, we can't taste them, and we can't smell them. Some we can, but most we can't. Other gases we can see and smell, such as cooking gas. If somebody leaves the cooking gas on and doesn't ignite it, soon you will smell it. Dangerous. The shape of a gas depends on the shape of its container. So in that way, gases are similar to liquids. Like if we blow a balloon up, the balloon will inflate and the gas will take the shape of the balloon, just like these air balloons here. You can see the gas inside is the shape of the balloon. A gas can flow freely from one container to another. And finally, unlike solids and liquids, a gas has no fixed volume. Remember when I took the balloon and I didn't tie it at the end, I just let go and the balloon went. That was the gas leaving the balloon. The gas has no fixed volume. If we don't secure the balloon, the gas will escape. Any questions, guys? Okay, that was brilliant. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation, as today we're reviewing the 3 different states of matter. And it's important to understand how they exist in separate states, but some of them have some characteristics the same and some different. For example, solids and liquids do not change volume, but liquids can change shape, whereas solids can't. And gases are completely different. They will change volume, size, and shape. And coming up, we've got a flashcard activity for our students to practice some more. But first of all, guys, time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this sequence, we'll have a game of Teacher Says. So Teacher Says, hands in the air. Teacher Says, hands down. Hands in the air. Hands down. Okay. Teacher Says, hands down. Teacher Says, turn around. Back the other way. Listen, teacher didn't say. Teacher Says, back the other way. And now, Teacher Says, stand on one leg. Teacher Says, swap legs. Teacher Says, swap legs. Swap legs. Teacher Says, stand up straight. Touch your nose. Teacher Says, touch your ears. Teacher Says, hands on head. Teacher Says, pat your stomach. Stop. Teacher Says, stop. Teacher Says, stop. And Teacher Says, down into a little ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump. Teacher says, jump. Excellent, guys. And teacher says, please sit down. And now it's time for our students to practice sorting different objects into the 3 different states of matter. So we've already got them on the board, guys. We've got solids in this section here, liquids in the middle section, and gases. So what we're going to have to do now, teachers, print off all the flash sheets for the lesson. There are 9 in total, 3 for each of the different states of matter. What we're going to do is give our students a flash sheet each. They have to come forward, stick it in the correct column based on its state of matter, and write the name of the object underneath too. And then we can all practice speaking. So first thing to do is to get your flashcards ready, and then we can bring our students forward. So let's see, the first flashcard today will be Bangpon. Come and join me at the front of class and show the flashcard to your friends. And don't forget, guys, we can help Bangpon. What do we think? Air. So is air what type of matter? Gas. Air. Excellent. Perfect. So how do we spell air, guys? A-I-O. You see, Bangpon has correctly recognized that this state of matter is a gas. And the gas's name is? Air. Bangpon. Brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Bangpon, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity we're doing in our class. You can pause the video now and play on with your own students for around 10 minutes. And remember to choose a different student if you can for every flashcard. And we're going to carry on playing here now. Our next flashcard will go to Lakao. Lakao, come and bring your flashcard to the front of class, please. And show it to your friends. Water. And what type of matter is water? Liquid. So water will go into the middle section for liquids. Actually, does anybody know what this place is called? Waterfall. And how do we spell water, guys? A-T-E-R. Water. Altogether, water is a liquid. Lakao, brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Lakao, guys. Okay, next flashcard. Let's see who's next. And the next flashcard is with Prel. So Prel, come and join me at the front of class, please. And bring your flashcards with you. And show it to your friends. Steam. Excellent. Remember what happens in here is water. But what we're doing is we're heating the water and then steam escapes. And steam is gas. Excellent. So we've got another one for gases, Prel. And we can help Prel to spell steam. S-T-E-A-M. Excellent, Prel. Well done. Steam is a gas. Big round of applause for Prel, please, guys. Now for our next flashcards and our next student. And now it's Down's turn. So Down, come and bring your flashcard to the front, please, and show to your friends. Pencil. Yes, everybody knows what this is. We use every day. Is pencil a gas? No. Solid. Yes, pencil is a solid because like a pen, we can hold it. Let's help Down to spell pencil. P-E-N-C-I-L. Brilliant, guys. Well done. So pencil is a solid. Excellent, Dan. Big round of applause for Dan, please, guys. Okay, and now, next student. Now it's Chu's turn. So Chu, come and show me at the front of class your flashcard. Okay, so let's have a look at Chu's flashcards. What do we have, Chu? Milk. This is something you know very well. You drink every day at school. Is milk a solid? It's a liquid. So this will go into the liquids column here. So Chew, you can find liquids. And now, let's help Chew to spell milk. M-I-L-K. Excellent, Chew. Very well done. So we can say milk is a liquid. Can you say, Chew? Milk is a liquid. Excellent, Chew. Big round of applause for Chew, please, guys. Okay, still a few flashcards left. So now for our next flashcards for our next student. And it will be Nadia. So Nadia, bring your flashcard to the front of class, please. And let's see what's on Nadia's flashcard. Telephone is correct. Now, is telephone a gas? Is telephone a liquid? No. Telephone is a? Yes, we can hold it. We use it to speak to people. Well done, Nadia. So let's help Nadia to spell telephone. T-E-L-E-P-H-O-N-E. Excellent, Nadia. That's perfect. So we can say together, telephone is a solid. Big round of applause for Nadia, please, guys. Okay, we've still got a few flashcards left and a few students, so let's see who's next. Now it's Pat's turn. So let's see what Pat has. Bring your flashcard to the front, Pat. And what can we see here? Orange juice. Now, what type of matter? Liquid. So, Pat, can we find a space for orange juice in liquids? Yeah. And then maybe, if you can write the name here for, what is this? Orange juice. So, orange, O-R-A-N-J-G-E. Orange. And then juice. U-I-C-E. J-U-I-C-E. Well done, Pat. That's correct. So we can say orange juice is a liquid. Orange juice, liquid. Big round of applause for Pat, please, guys. Have Pak Bung. So Pak Bung, come and join me at the front of class, please. And what's on Pak Bung's flashcard? Hat. And where do we wear a hat? Do we wear a hat on our feet? No. Where? Solid. A hat we will wear on our head. And is hat a gas? Solid. See, guys, you know by now how to tell the difference. And let's help Pak Bung to spell hat. H-A-T. Hat. So we can say hat is a solid because we can touch it and hold it. Pak Bung, that was brilliant. Big round of applause for Pak Bung. And we've got one flashcard left. And luckily, we've got one student left. So now it's Net's turn. So Net, come and bring your flashcard to the front of class, please, and show it to your friends. This is something we can't see. It's nitrogen. And what is nitrogen? Nitrogen is a gas. So Net, you can place nitrogen into the gas part, and then if you can write the word nitrogen again underneath. So nitrogen, N-T-R-O-G-E-N. Excellent, Net. Nitrogen is a gas. That was brilliant, Net. Very well done. Big round of applause for Net, guys. So you can see my students did a great job of telling the difference between the different states of matter. Solids, pencil, telephone, hat, liquids, water, milk, orange juice. and gases. Air, nitrogen, and steam. Guys, that was brilliant. Very well done. And now it's time for the worksheet part of this review lesson. So on today's worksheet, we've got some sentences, the first 3 about solids, then 4, 5, and 6 liquids, and 7, 8, and 9 gases. Each sentence has a word missing. That word is in the box and was used in the PowerPoint presentation. And they're all about the particles of solids, liquids, and gases. What we want our students to do is try to remember which word goes where by writing it in the correct space. And remember, guys, each word's only needed once. So after you use it, you can cross it out. And give our students around 12 minutes. But what's the first thing to do, guys? Names on top. So Ned, this one's for you. Pak Bung, here's yours. Pat, this one's for you. You're welcome. Nadia, here's yours. Chu, for you. You're welcome. Down, here's yours. You're welcome. Prel. You're welcome. Bangpon, for you. And Lasko, for you. So guys, names on top first, and then try to remember about the particles. If you need any help, let me know. Okay, number 1, now remember, solid particles are very tight, very closely packed together. When we look at a solid object, it can't move, it won't bend, because all the particles are closely packed together. Arranged in a, now they can't move. You see how I can't move the pen? Because they are arranged in a fixed, regular pattern. So well done, closely, and then arranged in a fixed, regular pattern. If they cannot move, what do we think? Yes. So remember, guys, solid particles are always closely packed together. The liquids are close too, but not as close as solids. And the gases, the particles are very far away. Okay, so the next one, liquid particles are close together, but not as close as solids. Well done. The particles are not arranged in a fixed, regular pattern. Solids are arranged in a fixed, regular pattern. Liquids are not arranged. Liquid particles are free to move, correct? That's why when we see water in a cup, if we move the cup, the water moves too. Far. Gas particles are far apart from one another. Arranged in a fixed, regular pattern. Like the solids are fixed in a regular pattern, gas particles are not. And gas particles can move freely in all directions. So we could have one gas particle going this way, another one going that way, one going up, and then another one going down. They go in all directions. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet exercise where they had to complete the sentences about solids, liquids, and gases by providing the correct words in the right spaces. And my students here all did a brilliant job, and we're going to practice speaking for you one more time. Solid particles are closely packed. The particles are arranged in a fixed, regular pattern. Solid particles cannot move freely. They vibrate. Well done, guys. Now liquids. Liquid particles are close together, but not as close as solids. The particles are not arranged in a fixed, regular pattern. Liquid particles are free to move and collide with one another. Gas particles are far apart from one another. The particles are not arranged in a fixed, regular pattern. And gas particles can move freely in all directions. Brilliant, guys. Very well spoken. So that brings us to the end of today's lesson. And it also brings us to the end of our section on states of matter. So we hope you've enjoyed it and now know a lot more about the different states of matter. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Bye-bye. See you again soon.